When I was still in primary school, the Queen had already visited our island. And in our primary Maltese reader, we used to read about a young boy whose name was Pino. And the story went like this: Pino, have you ever seen the Queen? And he answers, no, I have never seen the Queen. How wonderful would it be to see the Queen? On reading today's Gospel, I could not help recalling this primary reader story of my young childhood. Some Greeks approached Philip, one of the disciples, a Galilean. They must have been successful migrant Jews coming from a pagan but very enlightened and advanced society of the time. And they were visiting Jerusalem. Today, we would call them well-meaning religious tourists. Reminds me of Maltese migrants returning home to see the pageantry of their home village festas. Were these Greeks just tourists, eager to see Jesus, or to see some of his spectacular miracles? Or were they really seeking to get to know who Jesus was? Let's talk about ourselves. Malta, you all know it, is indeed overflowing with religious feasts, statues, traditions, magnificent churches. Like them, we too would like to see Jesus. But we need to ask ourselves the big question: why? Where? How can we see the real Jesus and not the one in the holy pictures or the famous paintings or in the traditional statues, or worse still, in our own imagination? Before we can answer this question, we need to stop, to listen to the question that Jesus is asking us. Who do you say I am? Some people see Jesus in miracles. Yes, Jesus did and does work miracles. But Jesus himself cautioned the people not to put their faith in miracles. For Jesus, miracles were just signs, pointers, indicating something much more precious than the temporary solution of our pains, our problems, and our difficulties. Some people see Jesus in his marvelous teachings and preachings. But Jesus himself cautioned the people that words are not enough. Words must be translated into actions. Some people see Jesus in a glorious, transforming, wonderful, heavenly visions. Like the apostles on Mount Tabor. Jesus warned them, and he warns us, not to stop at beautiful and enchanting heavenly visions. He turned to the apostles when they asked him to remain there and make camp on the mountain. Let's climb down to the messy valley of suffering and pain. In other words, Jesus was telling the disciples and is telling us, let's get down to the real life. Some people see him in enchanting dreams of power, success, like the apostles who quarreled amongst themselves who was the greatest, each vying for the special place of sitting at the right or left hand of the master. Just like us, we crave promotions. We crave climbing to the top of the heap. Some people see Jesus as a fake legend kept alive by some credulous, simple people who never grow up enough to admit that Father Christmas does not exist. Just as all the fairy tales about a son of God who became a man like us, did miracles, the Wonder Man. Some people see him as the best way of feeling superior to everyone else. They speak of faith in Jesus, but what they really mean is that they are the best. They have it all. They and only they have the true religion, as they themselves have built it around the figure of Jesus. Like the Pharisees, they beat everyone on the head as pagans, inferiors. They and they alone possess the ultimate truth and therefore the ultimate power. We call them religious bigots. If you really want to see Jesus, the best place to start is to listen to what Jesus says about himself. Let me quote some of his words. I am the grain of wheat that falls to the ground and dies. It will produce much fruit. I love life so much that I am ready to lose it for the sake of those that I love, whatever the cost, whatever the pain. When I am lifted up from the earth, I will draw everyone to myself. And the gospel writer adds, he said this to indicate the kind of death he would die. And the greatest statement of Jesus. There is no greater love than this, to give one's life to the ones you love. So, next time you sincerely and truly wish to see Jesus for who he is and not for who you would like him to be, or for who you have already made of him. Fix your eyes, fix your heart at him crucified. Then, slowly but courageously, turn your eyes to all your brothers and sisters who are in some way or other crucified like him. And don't forget to include yourself. Then close your eyes. Climb close to someone who is crucified, in pain, or crushed by life. Stay with those whom you know, those who are near, those who are dear to you. Stay and go close to those whom you do not know, but you simply know about. Those whom you do not and cannot know, but who are real people like you. Do you still want to see Jesus? If you do, just remain there, lovingly, silently, sharing the mystery of their pain and making it, like Jesus, your own, out of love for them. Only then will you see Jesus. God bless you and thank you.